Morning class. We are going to continue with the time delta using date time. So what this is going to allow us to do is one of the cool things is that it will figure out in 1,000 days what the date will be from a certain day. So from today, 1,000 days will be blank, and it does, and you don't have to factor in leap years, a number of days in a year, a number of days in a month. So we're going to import date time as dt delta equals dt dot time delta. Now what we're doing here is we're adding in how many days, how many hours, how many minutes, and how many seconds are in our amount of time that we want to specify. So then if we do delta dot days, delta dot seconds, delta dot micro seconds. Oh, I have 11 hours. In the book, it's supposed to be 10. So the numbers are going to be a little different. There we go. So notice days, okay? We have 11 days, and we have 36,548 minutes. That is the number of time in the hours, minutes, and seconds. It does not calculate how many days or how many seconds are in one day. And if we want to know that, we just go here and we can go 11 days is 950, almost a million seconds. Wow. But anyway, so we can also go delta dot total seconds to give us the grand number of seconds. And notice we still have microseconds if we want to throw that in there, but this is the number of seconds in this amount of time. And then we can str delta, which will give us a nice clean way to read it as opposed to that. There's a little bit more about that. So this is the arithmetic operators. So you can also do date arithmetic, which is arithmetic using dates. So dt now equals dt dot date time dot now, and now we have this is our current time. If we do 1,000 equals dt dot time delta, days equals 1,000. Then we can do d now plus 1,000. That gives us a time of sometime in 2000. So that's January 21st, 2003 at 8:43 in the morning. So that's pretty useful. You can also, instead of, if you just want about 30 years, we'll just do this same thing. I'm going to go about 30 equals dt dot time delta, days is 365. Now the reason I'm saying about 30 is because in 30 years you'll probably have 7 leap years, so you'd have to add 7 days. Unless one of those is, as you guys figured out a while ago how to figure out whether it's not something's a leap year. Sometimes if it ends in, depending on the year, it may or may not be a leap year, even though you think it might be. But we can do now plus about 30. That gives us about 30 years in the future. So it'd be March 22nd in about 30 years. You can also subtract stuff, so I forgot to. Now minus about 30 was 1990, May 7th of 1990. Time.sleep. This is cool, but this is also, I won't say, yeah, you're going to pause your program so it doesn't waste CPU cycles, but you're code will continue to run in the background. So let me just show you what this looks like. (2016, 10, 31, do. So now you can go while date time dot now is less than Halloween 2016 time dots. I'm gonna print hope you guys see the error. Now, I wonder, so when the now is less than Halloween, is now before Halloween 2016? No. So if you have it as less than, you're supposed to be counting up to Halloween 2016. That's something in the future, but now is the future of Halloween 2016. So that's not going to work. So if we made this 2019, 19. What'd I do? Now should be less than. Oh no, it should be 2020. I'm a moron. Halloween 2019 is already passed. There we go. So now what it's doing is every second it's checking is the time now less than Halloween 2020, because 2020 Halloween is in 5 months or whatever. 6. Almost exactly 6 months. So it's counting and it's going up. Is it now? Is it going up? No. Is it going up? No. Is it? But it's still going up. Whereas when it's, if this were less than, that would say is now after Halloween 2020. No, it's not. So that won't work. Now, this is some cool stuff right here. So we've gone over %s and f in front of a string and all that sort of stuff. So this makes seeing a date time thing easier to read for our human eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm going to go back to this. And we're just going to use Halloween because I'm not lazy, I'm efficient. Boom. So now if we want to show this date time in an easy way to read, we could do Halloween 2020 dot strf time. That stands for string format time. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go %year. I forgot this. %year slash, that's uppercase Y, %lowercase m slash %d space capital H hour colon capital M colon capital S. So now what that's going to do is that puts it in an easy to read format for us humans, as opposed to this, which is the year 2020 month, 10th month, 31st day, 00. We can have this and we can easily see, oh, that is, and we can put this however we want. So normally, I'm sorry, my phone's going off. So normally we have month, day, year. So you can standardize it, so, or you can stringify it. So this right here, I won't necessarily make you guys memorize all these, but know that obviously Y, the uppercase Y is the year, month, days, the hour, minute, second, that sort of thing. So you have percent sign, but capital Y, which gives you the year with the century. Lowercase y gives you year without the century. So that would give you 1970 to 2069. Why is that only 100? I don't know. Hang on, let's see what this. If we do this with lowercase y. Yeah, there we go. So let me go back up here. So here we go. We can, however we want to show the time, we could do Halloween 2020.strf time, and we could put %B of %, lowercase y, October of 20. It's probably not the best thing to do, but notice they have a little quotation mark there. So we could do like they do. October of 20. So if you guys have any questions on that, let me know. The last thing we're going to do today, because I believe I'm running up to my time, and we'll get to multi-threading tomorrow or next week. So here we go. We can take an input from a user, a string, and we can convert it to a date time. So the only thing we need to do is dt.datetime.strp time. str again is string, p stands for parse, as it says right there. And then if, let's say the user typed in October, November 5th, that's November 5th, comma 1955. We can then go, all right, well, we want this first part, this November is %B. Then we have % lowercase d. Then we have a comma. Now notice the punctuation stuff has to match, otherwise it'll get thrown off. Space % year. End it. There we go. Now we have a date time object. And that's all it is. So I'll go over a review. You guys will need to know these. You'll need to know these. Like, this is something that when you're coding and trying to figure out how I want something to run in at this time, or when they log in, I want it to wait 30 seconds and then start running. You'll need to do this sort of thing, so you can get time.now and then now plus 30 seconds and then run it. And then while you're waiting for that, we'll get into multi-threading, and you can have it be waiting while doing something else. So it's pretty cool. But you guys will need to know this, and I will get your assignment online here pretty shortly. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you later.